Hi, this is Jay Sykes with another quick video. Today's topic is regarding an article that I saw on NewYorkTimes.com by Kathleen Beckett. I will put a link below for the article. Now the article, she asks some various watch people questions about watch collecting. And I'll go through this and highlight some answers that struck a chord with me, and I'll give some commentary as well. But I encourage you to check out the article for yourself. Now the first question she asked is, why start a collection? There were some great answers here. One person commented that a watch truly represents your personality and character without any form of communication. This is important. Whenever you're wearing a mechanical watch, I think you've told the world something about yourself. In particular, if it's a vintage model or an unusual model. It's a way to set yourself apart, express yourself, and kind of give your unique perspective and point of view on the world. And that can change from day to day if you're wearing different watches. Moving on, another person made the answer or remark that if you get into watch collecting, it can be rewarding both socially, emotionally, but warned that it is not rewarding financially. This is very important. When you get into watch collecting, you're going to spend money that is not going to be recouped. Now, obviously, you do get value because you enjoy and you wear your watches, hopefully, but you don't make any money. It's a losing money endeavor. I think that's true of any hobby. You do it because you enjoy it, not because it's some business proposition for you. Moving on, another person mentioned the fact that he really enjoys the passion for watchmaking itself. I think this underscores a lost and dying appreciation for watchmaking and how a watch works. Now, anybody there who's into watches, can you identify 5 different parts of a watch movement, not including the rotor? Do you know what a balance wheel is, what it does? The reason I say this is when you get into watches, I think it's important to learn about actually how a watch movement works. Really learn about it, read books, and try to get into it. I'm not saying you have to start repairing your own watches, but try to get an appreciation for the different parts of a watch, how they work, and why they are important. It will make you a better collector, and you'll make better choices. This person also mentioned that once you buy one watch, it's going to lead to buying the next, so forth and so on. And it's a quest for perfection. So bear this in mind with watch collecting. I think it's a journey, not so much a destination. You're always going to be on the hunt for the perfect combination or the perfect watch or the perfect collection. The next question for the group was, how do I begin? Now this one person said, don't pay attention to trends, follow your heart. It's very easy to buy a watch that everyone else is buying or a watch that is very popular. It's much more difficult to take some introspection, look at yourself, and find out what really speaks to you. So follow your heart. Don't be swayed by the crowd. Another person mentioned that with her and watches, she actually finds categories that are important to her and seeks those in a watch. So in her estimation, the most important things to her are movement, finishing, wearability, aesthetics, and vision of the brand. Now everyone's different, I get it, but find out which categories are important to you and then apply those to any watch purchase. And over time, it's okay for those categories to change. Maybe when you start watch collecting, you're concerned primarily with aesthetics and don't care about anything else, but as you learn about watches, I think other things will become more valuable, such as movement, finishing, and brand history. Another person mentioned that he loves nothing more than the research and hunting period, and also mentions that he likes to go through old books and magazines. This is very important. So it's very fun to learn about watches, but take some time to really do your thorough research. Don't limit it to online sources. Try to find some old books, read some books. Imagine that, read a real paper book you can hold in your hand. That's part of the fun of it also. This person also mentioned that you should know that not all so-called experts are created equal. This kind of goes back to doing your research. Any information you see on a watch these days, especially online, is most likely going to be by a watch dealer or someone in the watch business. And I think most of the time this person has some kind of financial or monetary interest in the watch. You've got to ask yourself, if you're on any kind of watch site where someone is reviewing watches periodically, how do they get those watches? Are they loaned? Are they given by the company? And is the review always positive? If the person's giving a negative review, will the person still have the same access to the watches? So never trust just one or two sources, in particular with online sources. If someone's saying about a watch how good it is, you've got to wonder what their motivation in terms of monetary or other consideration is. So do your homework. Additionally, this person recommended to gather information about the watch brand history. And I think the worst place to learn about the watch history is many times the watch's own website. They're going to be biased. Once again, look at multiple sources. The challenge with modern times is you can have a watch name that may have been a great watch company many years ago, but since then the watch company has gone bankrupt, has been insolvent, and after that was bought out by someone, the naming rights. And anyone can make a watch company with a name that they bought, and the current company may have little to no affiliation with a previous great company. So beware of that kind of fake history, fake heritage. Moving on, the next question is, how do I build a collection? One person recommended that find what interests you. Don't follow the trends and what people around you are doing. Do your research, take your time, and enjoy the process. Once again, don't get into the herd mentality. Find out what speaks to you. If there's a watch you particularly enjoy and like, and everyone says, oh, that's a shitter watch, if you like the watch and you've done your research and it's a decent watch, then, wear it proudly and use it proudly. Don't be swayed by what the herd is doing. It's okay to follow your own path. And that kind of goes along with taking your time. Take time to do a thorough research. If you see a watch you like, think about it. Do some delving around. Try to find some older articles, research, different opinions on it. You can make a better informed decision. Another person recommended that when you look at a watch, you want to focus on authenticity, quality. I think it's very important. You can buy some watches that are ETA based for $1,000 or so. You can buy some other watches that are ETA based for $500, $400. Now, what's the difference between those two watches in terms of quality? Not much. The $500 you're paying is more for, I would say, hype, marketing, and who knows what else. So when you're buying a watch, especially an ETA-based watch that's unregulated, think about what you're getting for your money. There's a wide spectrum of those kinds of watches, and make sure you're not paying too much for some brand hype. This person also mentioned that taking your time means saving time. I think that's important because as you gain knowledge about watches, you'll make better informed decisions. You're not going to waste time buying a watch and then trying to sell it because you realized you made a mistake. You're going to lose time and money that way. Lose more money than you do anyway, I should say more accurately. Now, this person talked about storing watches, and many people underscored the fact that you have to get watch insurance, especially if you have anything of great value. Now, hopefully your watches are stored in a safe deposit box or in a secure safe in your residence. And The tricky thing is, unless you specifically have that specific watch in your homeowner's insurance policy, it will not be covered in the event of theft. So take some time and get your watches properly insured. Another person mentioned the fact that the first 10 to 20 watches you get, you will most likely flip. I think that number may be high, but the overall point is correct. When you get into watches, the first ones you buy, I think you're going to buy them as an immature collector. That's not a bad thing. We all go through growing pains. But as you own watches, you wear watches, you learn something about yourself and you become more seasoned and more refined in your tastes. So as a result, you may end up flipping some of the watches you bought early on, and that's okay. I think the sign of a good collection is the fact that it evolves over time and you're always trying to improve upon it. You're gaining knowledge, and as you gain knowledge, you may find your tastes change. For example, your Grail watch may change, and that's okay. Over time, I think your tastes should change. So just a few thoughts on the article. Be sure to check it out yourself. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. This is Jay Sykes, hoping you have a nice day. If possible, bye.